The drama surrounding the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation has reached a boiling point that feels impossible to ignore. What started as mild concern has erupted into a full-scale crisis, a five-alarm fire scorching its way through the franchise from the shores of Lake Erie to the peaks of the Colorado Rockies. The latest loss to the New York Jets didn't just sting, it detonated a powder keg of frustration that has been quietly building all season. The Jets, a team so stripped bare they had traded away their two best defensive players just days before the matchup, somehow managed to hand Cleveland a defeat so baffling it instantly joined the long list of painful memories etched into Browns history. That sense of frustration reached its peak on November 9, 2025, a date that many Browns fans have already engraved into their mental vault of misery. On paper, the Jets were the perfect opponent for a team desperate to regain its footing. They were 1-7, dysfunctional, reeling from trades that signaled they were already looking toward their future. Instead of a rebound game, Cleveland found itself starring in a football horror film. The Jets didn't just beat the Browns, they embarrassed them on special teams in a way that defied belief. A 99-yard kickoff return to the end zone. A 74-yard punt return just 36 seconds later. It was the first time in Jets franchise history that they delivered 2 return touchdowns in the opening quarter, and of course, it came against Cleveland. What made it worse was the contradiction at the heart of the game. The Browns' defense delivered a dominant performance, holding New York to just 169 total yards, a level of defensive excellence that historically guarantees victory. Before this matchup, teams who kept opponents under 175 yards and committed 0 turnovers were undefeated since 1950. But the Browns managed to find a way to break that streak. Even when the defense did everything right, Cleveland still fell apart. Dillon Gabriel's afternoon was a reflection of the entire offense. Incomplete, ineffective, and frustrating. He completed 17 out of 32 passes for a modest 167 yards, throwing a pair of touchdowns that did little to offset the glaring issues. He was sacked 6 times behind an offensive line that looked overwhelmed at every opportunity. The passing game lacked explosiveness, the timing fell off, and every key moment seemed to collapse under the weight of miscommunication or broken protection. And the moment that may haunt Cleveland fans the longest came late in the game, with rain pouring down and the Browns facing a critical 4th and 1. Instead of leaning on their run game, Stefanski dialed up a pass play that imploded instantly, ending with Gabriel swallowed by Jets defenders. It was a snapshot of how the season has gone: questionable decisions, poor execution, and yet another loss to add to the pile. After falling to 2-7 and extending their road-losing streak to 13 straight games, the pressure on Gabriel intensified. He knows the walls are closing in. He knows the calls for Sanders are growing louder. His numbers paint a bleak picture. Across 5 starts, he has gone 1-4, thrown for just 850 yards, and delivered 6 touchdowns in total. His completion percentage barely scrapes above 58%, placing him near the bottom of the league. His 5 yards per attempt is the lowest among all qualified quarterbacks, and his lone achievement of exceeding 200 passing yards happened exactly once. These aren't the numbers of a player on the verge of greatness. They are the markers of a quarterback struggling to adapt to the NFL level. Despite all this, Kevin Stefanski remains unwavering in his commitment to Gabriel. He insists the young quarterback is progressing. He points to the offensive line, the play calling, the receivers, and claims Gabriel is not alone in the team's struggles. And while he isn't wrong, it's becoming harder for anyone outside the facility to see what Stefanski sees. Even players have begun to walk the line between support and silent acknowledgement of the reality. Veterans like Wyatt Teller and Jerry Jeudy have tried to encourage Gabriel, emphasizing his effort and potential, but their words feel overshadowed by the numbers and the mounting losses. Meanwhile, defensive stars like Myles Garrett find themselves understandably frustrated, watching dominant performances go to waste week after week due to offensive shortcomings. And then there's Shedeur Sanders, the player many fans believe is the real answer. His college resume glows. He shattered records at Colorado, won awards, and delivered performances that made scouts fall in love with his accuracy and pocket presence. His completion percentage, yardage numbers, touchdown count, and efficiency were elite. Analysts described him as one of the purest pocket passers in the draft. And yet he slid to the 5th round due to concerns about interviews and maturity, concerns some believe were exaggerated. Since arriving in Cleveland, he has impressed coaches, refined his mechanics, and quietly positioned himself as a legitimate threat to take the starting job. Reports say his accuracy in practice already surpasses Gabriel's. Behind the scenes, he's preparing. He's waiting, and fans are growing impatient for his shot. The Browns are at a crossroads they know far too well. The quarterback dilemma isn't just about the present, it's about the franchise's future. Stick with Gabriel and risk wasting another season of defensive dominance. Turn to Sanders and risk breaking a young quarterback in a dysfunctional offense. Wait until 2026 and hope for a stronger draft class. Or make a bold move now and see where the chips fall. But time is running out. With the Baltimore Ravens looming next, another bad performance could send the fan base into full revolt. This is not just a decision about who plays quarterback. It is a defining moment for the organization, a chance to either change their future or continue repeating the same painful cycle they've endured for decades. The only question now is how long the Browns can hold back the inevitable. If you were in charge of the Browns, would you stick with Gabriel or unleash Sanders? Do you think Cleveland should ride out the season or start building for the future right now? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another breakdown. Your support helps us keep the stories coming.